On the wrong side, taking such a deep slide. Wild women always on the run, chasing down the highway, easing through the byway, looking for a girl to take me home.
Hello folks, Bob Rogers here with Hawaiian Trike. We're here on the north shore of Oahu, riding on the north shore bike lane. Today's subject are e-bikes, and we've got a ton of e-bikes that are on the islands. I don't know about you guys where you live, but because we have short distances between our homes and the beaches and the stores and whatnot, e-bikes are so popular. They're cheap, and there's tons of them here, and especially on a weekend, they'll be all over the place. Well, last Sunday I was out riding, and this truck passes by. The truck has stickers on it and decals, and I could see it's a surf wagon, and looks like there's a surf instructor in the cab, and he rides by me and toots his horn or hits his horn, and I give him a shaka sign. How's it, brah? You know, that kind of thing. And he passes me again, and he pulls over to the side of the road and waits for me to come over. He gets out of his truck and comes over as I pull up, and he says, you know, you got that electric bike, you guys are riding all over the place. I almost hit you coming out of my driveway. My lawyer says that if I hit you, I'm not going to be responsible. And blah, 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 blah. I'm like, holy cow. And I said, wait a minute. I said, first of all, this is not an e-bike. This is an electric assist bike. Why? I don't care. You guys are running around and you can't do this. And I said, wait. I have just as much right to the road as you do. It's the law. And if you pass me with your vehicle, you have to give me 3 feet. It's another law. It's the way it is here. And I have a lawyer guy that explained this all to me. So he was dumbfounded. He couldn't understand that. I said, well, this is electric assist. You have to understand the difference. The e-bikes have a throttle. They don't have to pedal. They have a throttle, and that makes them go forward. This is an e-assist. That means I use my pedal to move. And yes, the motor makes it easier for me to pedal, but it doesn't go unless I pedal. And I told him it's similar to a derailleur. With a derailleur, you know, you shift gears because it makes it easier for you. Well, the same thing with the electric assist. It makes it easier for me. When I have a hill or I have wind in my face. So don't confuse us here. We're not riding around. And you know, I very rarely go over 15 miles per hour. I'm not speeding around. Maybe those e-bikes can get up to 30 miles an hour. I don't know, but I'm using basically my legs here to propel me. And I average around 12.5 miles per hour. Now maybe I came by your house and it was on a downhill and I went a little faster, but you know, you have to understand those things. That's going to happen. And I said, hang on a second. On your left. Thank you. So sometimes we go a little faster in certain areas, but you have to compare this to a bike, not to a motorcycle. And I think that's what you're doing, because the e-bikes are similar to a motorcycle. And if a kid came by on a bike and rode by your driveway and you hit him, you'd be responsible. Well, the same thing happens with my bike or my trike here. Think of it this way. Road bikes, those guys ride at around 20 miles an hour. They ride past me like I'm standing still a lot of times. They don't have a motor on it, but they're using their leg power and they're using gears and the lightness of the vehicle. So I tried to explain this to him, and he was a little dumbfounded. He couldn't figure out. I was telling him something brand new in the world, electric assist. He'd never heard of it. And well, he said a few choice words and got back in his truck and he took off. And I felt bad. I said, maybe there was something I could have done to be a little bit more cautious when driving through neighborhoods. But I am pretty cautious about that. I am aware sometimes I do get some speed up, but when I do, I'm even more cautious. For example, I'm here on this bike path. I'm going 9 miles per hour. Now when I get up on the highway, I definitely go faster. But then I'm not fast enough for the cars that are out there. So I try to stay on the shoulder. And so that's my little story, my little discussion on the differences between an e-bike and electric assist. If you guys have, there's some of you guys out there probably have a Tongsheng or other type of motor on your vehicle that has a throttle on it. Well, if you have a recumbent trike that has a throttle, but you basically use it with e-assist, then I think you can consider yourself an e-assist bike. But if you're using a throttle most of the time, you're an e-bike, because you don't have to pedal. Whereas those of us that don't have a throttle and we use our legs for propulsion, let's call it an electric assist. Anyway, that's my little discussion today. Well, thanks for letting me vent. Hope that makes sense. I appreciate any comments, corrections, and looking forward to getting back on this road again. We finished riding here in the North Shore. Yes, there are a lot of bicycles. Today, not so many electric bikes because it's a Thursday, but on the weekends, boy, they come out in droves. And I can understand it. I don't get upset with them. They got a right to the road just like I do. They do have to be cautious, and they have to slow down in neighborhoods when it's possible. So, and maybe you got some young kids that don't do that, and well, that's just the name of the tune. Maybe you can go yell at them. Don't yell at me. Anyway, guys, hope you have a great week. Hope everything is well with you. Get out and ride whenever you can. I know there's a lot of inclement weather out there, so I hope all goes well with you and you can get out when you can. So you guys be good, be healthy, be safe, and as always, be happy.